What if you could talk to your BIM model and it actually listens? Right now, tools like Revit MCPs are starting to change how we interact with the building information models. Instead of clicking through endless menus, writing complex scripts, or relying on plugins you barely understand, you can now use natural language to get things done. Revit MCPs act as a bridge between AI and your BIM environment. They expose key Revit functions as tools that AI agents, like Claude, can understand and use. That means you can ask for tasks like creating views, extracting data, checking models, or even setting up elements just by describing what you want. Let us assume you ask an AI agent to create a wall in Revit using an MCP. First, the agent explores the MCP and understands what tools are available. It identifies the right one. In this case, something like create element. Now, here's a key point. The tool defines what inputs are required, but it does not provide the values. So next, the agent prepares the input. Based on the requirements of the create element tool, it figures out what Revit needs, such as wall type, level, height, and start and end points. It may get this from context or by asking the user. Then it sends the request through the MCP to Revit. If everything works, Revit creates the wall and sends back a confirmation. The agent checks the result to make sure the wall was created correctly. If the first attempt fails, the agent reads the error, understands the problem, and adapts. Maybe the wall type doesn't exist, it finds a valid one. Maybe a parameter is missing, it fills it in. Maybe Revit rejects the input, it adjusts, and tries again. So this is not a one-shot command, it's a loop. Understand the tools, prepare the inputs, send the request, check the result, fix errors, repeat, and that's what makes an AI agent powerful. It keeps going until the wall is successfully created in Revit. And if you're a true nerd, adrenaline and excitement will hit harder than a GPU during a benchmark test. In this video, I'll show you how to use Claude Code to install and run Revit MCPs step by step. More importantly, I'll show you how this unlocks real automation in your daily workflow. If you're just getting started with Revit MCPs, the easiest entry point is the Nonica AI connector. It's stable, it's well supported, and it already comes with a wide range of tools you can use straight away. You can explore all the available tools on their website, and the best part is the setup is incredibly simple. All you need to do is download the installation file from the Autodesk App Store, install it like any other Revit add-in, and you're ready to go. No coding, no complex setup, just a smooth starting point to understand what MCPs can actually do in practice. Now, if you want to go a bit deeper and experience more advanced MCP setups, there are options like the Autodesk Revit MCP server by SamAC and the Revit MCP project. These are powerful, but as you'll notice from their GitHub pages, the installation process is much more technical. You need to deal with environments, dependencies, and configuration steps that can quickly become a barrier if you're not used to it. That's exactly why in this video, I'm going to show you how to make your life much easier by using Claude Code to install and manage these MCPs. So you get the power of advanced MCPs without the usual headache. Let's get started. To get started, go to the download page of Claude Desktop and install it on your machine. Download the installation file, run it, and within just a few minutes, it will be fully set up on your PC or Mac. It's a very straightforward process. Once installed, you'll need to log into your Claude account. In my case, I'm using the Pro version here, which gives access to more advanced features. Once you open the app, you'll notice three main sections at the top: Chat, Cowork, and Code. Chat is essentially what you're already familiar with. If you've used Claude in a browser, it's great for conversations and general tasks. Cowork and Code, however, are where things get much more powerful. These modes allow Claude to interact with your computer, make changes, install tools, and automate workflows. Today, we'll be using Code. If you're curious about Cowork, I've already made a separate video on that. Now, in this tutorial, we're going to install the Autodesk Revit MCP server. So here's the prompt I'm giving to Claude Code. I'm explicitly telling it that I want to install this MCP and connect it to Claude Desktop so it can be used as part of my workflow. From here, Claude will guide the setup process and handle most of the heavy lifting for us. Let's run it and see how it works. Let me guide you through what was actually done behind the scenes to get the SamAC Revit MCP working with Revit 2026. First, it's important to understand that Claude Code does not make critical or risky changes on your computer without your approval. Whenever it needs to edit files, modify configurations, or run build steps, it will always ask for permission. So you stay fully in control throughout the process. Now, the reason we needed this setup is because Revit 2026 is not officially supported by this MCP repository yet. So what Claude Code is doing here is essentially bridging that gap for us. The first step was to clone the repository and install the required Python package used by the MCP server. After that, it identified that the Revit Bridge project was not configured for 2026. So it updated the project file to ensure compatibility with Revit 2026, including switching to the correct framework, which is .NET 8, and adding the correct installation path. Then another issue came up. The add-in was trying to load icon files that were not actually included in the repository. This can cause Revit to crash during startup. Claude Code detected this and modified the code so that these images are only loaded if they are present. Once that was resolved, Claude Code restored all dependencies, built the add-in, and published the bridge files. It then placed the add-in manifest into the Revit 2026 add-ins folder so that Revit can recognize and load the add-in correctly. Finally, it configured Claude Desktop to connect to the Revit Bridge through MCP, using the correct local paths and settings. So overall, Claude Code allowed us to take an MCP that does not yet support Revit 2026 and make it fully functional by fixing compatibility issues, preventing startup errors, building the bridge properly, and connecting everything back into Claude Desktop. It's also important to say that this process was not straightforward. It took several iterations to get everything working. Issues kept appearing, and we had to resolve them step by step. For example, I had to open Revit multiple times to check whether the MCP plugin was actually loading. In several cases, it wasn't there. So I fed that information back into Claude Code, which then adjusted the setup and tried again. This back and forth is a key part of the process. This is really where you start to see the value of agentic AI. Instead of a one-shot response, Claude Code is working through the problem with you, identifying issues, fixing them, and iterating until everything is working. One final but important step, once everything is installed, is to fully restart Claude Desktop. You need to completely close the app and reopen it. In my case, I use Task Manager to make sure every instance of Claude was fully shut down before restarting. Otherwise, the MCP connection may not initialize properly. Overall, it took me roughly 30 minutes to work through all the issues, and now the MCP is finally installed and running. Now, let me give you a quick tutorial to show how it works. Before we start, if you find this useful, please like the video and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and keeps this content coming. Now that the MCP is installed and running, the first thing I want to do is test whether the connection is actually working. A good starting point is to ask Claude Code directly if the MCP connection is active and available. This gives you quick confirmation that Claude can communicate with Revit before moving into real tasks. The next smart step is to ask Claude what tools the MCP exposes. This is really useful because it helps you understand the capabilities of that specific MCP and what sort of workflows it was designed for. That matters more than you might think, because not every MCP is built the same way. For instance, with the Nonica MCP, you will soon realize that it is not really intended for creating a room completely from scratch. Its toolset seems to be aimed more at other BIM-related workflows. So in this example, I am going to give Claude Code a very simple test. I will ask it to create a 20 by 10 room using a 300mm exterior walls. It is a basic task, but it is a great way to see how capable the MCP really is when it comes to direct model creation in Revit. Once the task is launched, Claude Code begins by identifying which tools are relevant for the job. It does not act immediately. Instead, it asks for your permission before using any of those tools, so you remain fully in control. You may notice that this step takes a bit of time. That is because Claude is still learning how to work with the MCP. It needs to explore the available tools, understand their behavior, and determine the best way to complete the task. This learning phase is completely normal, especially when working with new MCP setups. In future videos, I will show you how to speed this up by helping AI tools better understand MCP environments, making them far more efficient. So stay tuned and consider subscribing if you want to see how this evolves. As you can see, Revit actually did a very solid job here. I continued developing this project by adding more features, and overall, it was a really smooth and enjoyable experience. If you want to see more examples of what is possible with different Revit MCPs, have a look at my previous video where I tested both Nonica MCP and Revit MCP. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this, please like the video and subscribe to support the channel.